Shabbat Shalom. The appropriate response to Shabbat Shalom is Shabbat Shalom. It's sort of a trick question. Everybody, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to the temple for this Sabbath morning service. We're so glad you came to join us for Shabbat worship and for the Bar Mitzvah of Nathan Ziegler. Nathan has been preparing for a long time to lead services and share with you this day of him becoming a Bar Mitzvah. For those of you joining us on live stream, welcome as well. Hopefully you have a copy of our prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah for Shabbat. It should be somewhere near where you're sitting or perhaps with you at home. For those of you who may not have a copy, there's a digital flipbook version in the YouTube description on our YouTube channel. Our opening service begins with Hine Matov, how good it is and how wondrous when a community can gather as one. It's on page 340. We continue with a special prayer for those who heal us all. May the one who blessed and led our forebearers give countenance unto those who provide help for the ill, troubled among us. May they be filled with fortitude and courage, endowed with sympathy and compassion, as they give strength to those at their side. May they fight against despair and continue to find themselves the will to reach out and be of help to others. And in their love of others, may they feel the blessing of community, the blessing of renewed faith. May the work of their hands be blessed. May the work of their hands bring blessing. Amen. We turn now to page 172 for Matov.
Please turn to the bottom of page 178. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to engage with words of Torah. Adonai our God, make the words of your Torah sweet to us, and to the house of Israel, your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah. We praise you, O God, teacher of Torah to our people, Israel. Baruch atah Adonai hamamed Torah la'amo Israel. Elu devarim she'ein lahem she'or. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. Please rise and turn to page 195. Baruch et Adonai Hamvara. Baruch Adonai Hamvara le'olam va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praised be Adonai, to whom praise is due, now and forever. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvrei hoshech osei shalom uvrei et hakol hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha barahamim u'tavo mehadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reshit ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai kulam b'chochma sita mal a ha'aretz kinyanecha titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shiva ma'aseh yadecha V'al me'oreh or shi asita yifa'rucha selah. Or hadash al tzion ta'ir v'nizkech hulanu mehera lo'oro. Bruchata Adonai yoter ha'orot. Please join me. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes. More welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch atah Adonai, yotzer hameorot. Turn to page 199. O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear, in every land and every age. Your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways, and yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity.
We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel, and joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life we would turn to you and find purpose.
May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Israel ba'ahava. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Baruch Shem Kavot Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu,
You may be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol vavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odeha. V'hayu hadivrim ha'ele, asher anuchi mitzavaha hayom al levaveha. V'shinantan levanecha v'dibarta bam, b'shiddecha b'veiteha uv'letaha v'derech. U'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'od al yodecha. V'hayu latotafot bein enecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha. Lema'an tiskaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kiddushim elchechem ani Adonai elchechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lechem litiat ani Adonai elchechem.
With all your soul and with all your might, and these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall find them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
Turn to page 203 as we read together. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles in earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The
song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content. Her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed,
the song of peace.
Mi
all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated.
We rise on page 205 for the tefillah. Adonai Satai.
Tifta ufi yagid tehilatecha.
Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. On page 15.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanara, El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim v'Koneh Hakol v'Zocher. Hasdei avot ve'imahot umevi geula livnei v'nehem l'ma'an shemo ba'ahava. Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they sought you in their lives, their quest is ours.
Help us to see the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring near the world we envision, one of justice, freedom, and peace.
Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah.
We read together. You are the open door that beckons me in. Peeking around the doorframe, I begin to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries. Lift my foot over the threshold that I might abide with you. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonder. Sit with me, Eternal Teacher. Encourage my seeking. As I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, enriching myself in the giving. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol.
Nekadesh et shema ba'olam, Hashem shema tavish memarom, kakatuv aliyah nevi'ata, Ikara zelzel yamar. Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzivaot, Melech ha'aretz, kivodo. Akir adirenu Adonai, Adonenu, ma'adir shimcha b'kol ha'aretz. Baruch kivod Adonai minkomo. Echad Eloheinu, hu Avinu, hu Malkeinu, hu Moshiinu v'hu Yashminu, b'rachamav l'nei kol chai. Ani Adonai Elohim, Yimloch Adonai l'kol zman, Elohim Tzion, l'dor v'dor. Hallelujah. L'dor v'dor nagid bod lecha, u'lnitzach nitzakim k'deshacha nagdish. B'shimcha Eloheinu
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated.
Let's find the words to Vishamru, page 210.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, lidor tomerit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, lidor tomerit olam.
We continue with our prayer for peace on page 216. O God, may we never become complacent, faltering in our efforts to build a world of peace. Let the nation know and understand that justice and right are better than dominion and conquest. May all come to see that it's not by might nor by power, but by your Spirit that life prevails. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai hamvorech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We take now a moment for silent prayer. Turn now to page 253. Page 253. In the middle of the page, you'll find the words to the Misha Berach, a prayer for healing and for hope, most needed now. as we live in a world in need of healing, in needing of care, and in needing of courage. We ask this blessing for all those who are suffering of illness or injury, those in the hospital, those in nursing homes, those receiving care and those giving care to us all, that we might together build a world of wholeness, of holiness, and of peace. Please join us in these words of Misha Berach. We turn now to the service for the reading of the Torah, which can be found on page 245. Please rise. Please be seated.
Our God and God of our ancestors, I stand before this sacred assembly proclaiming that I choose to be a part of the people of Israel, a part of its heritage and its faith, bound by its commandments. Give me strength to follow your path and be a source of pride to my family, my community, and my people. How greatly we are blessed, how good is our portion, how pleasant our lot, and how beautiful our heritage. Blessed we are when we sanctify your name and declare, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Our Torah portion is taken from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25, beginning with verse 13.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Lo yiyeh lacha bechisha even va'aven gedola uktana. Lo yiyeh lacha beveiteha efav efa gedola uktana. Even shalema vatadek yiyeh lach, efa shalema vatadek yiyeh lach. Lama'an ya'arihu yomeche al ha'adama asher Adonai Elohecha noten lach, ki toavat Adonai Elohecha kol oseh aleh kol oseh avel.
That's great. Blessing after. Yeah, to get them right place.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet b'hayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Barhu et Adonai Hamvra. Baruch
Adonai hamorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvra le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim ve'anatan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah. Zecher et asher asa Zechor et asher asa lacha Amalek baderech. Batzetchem mimitzrayim asher karha baderech. Ve'yizanev b'cha kol hanecheshalim aharecha. Ve'ata ayev ve'yizanev V'yagea v'lo yareh. Elohim v'haya ba'aniach Adonai Elohecha lacha mikol oivecha misaviv ba'aretz asher Adonai Elohecha noten lacha nachala l'rishta timche et zecher Amalek mitachat. Hashemayim lo tishkach.
English.
Do not have two differing weights in your bag, one heavy, one light. Do not have two differing measures in your house, one large, one small. You must have accurate and honest weights and measures, so that you may live long in the land the Eternal your God is giving you. For the Eternal your God detests anyone who does these things, anyone who deals dishonestly. Remember what the Amalekites did to you along the way when you came out of Egypt. When you were weary and worn out, they met you on your journey and attacked all who were lagging behind. They had no fear of God. When the Eternal your God gives you rest from all the enemies around you in the land he is giving you to possess as an inheritance, you shall blot out the name Amalek from under heaven. Do not forget. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet. V'hayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Great.
It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Our Haftarah portion is taken from the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, beginning with verse 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar bin v'im tovim v'ratza v'divrechem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habacher ba'torah uv'Moshe abdo uv'Yisrael amo uv'nvi'eh ha'emet ba'tzedek. Ki vo'aleich osaich Adonai tzevaot shemo v'go'alech. Kadosh Yisrael Elohe kol ha'aretz yikareh ki chiyasha azuva va'atzova ro'ah. Kara'ach Adonai ve'eshet ni'erim ki tima'es amar Elohaich. Baraga katon azavtich uvrachamim gedolim akabtzich bashetzef ketzef. Histarti Fanai rega mimech, uv hesed olam rihamtich, amar goelech Adonai, ki me noach zot li, asher nishbati me avor me noach, od al haaretz ke nishbati, migtsof alaich umigar bach, ki cheharim yamushu, v'hagvaot timutana, v'hasdi me'itich lo yamush, uverit shulumi lo tamut amar marahamech Adonai. For the Eternal who made you will espouse you, the Eternal whose God name is God of hosts, the Holy One of Israel will redeem you. The Eternal is called God of all earth. The Eternal has called you back as a spouse forlorn and forsaken. Can you cast off the spouse of their youth, says your God. For a little while I forsook you, but with vast love I will bring you back. In slight anger for a moment I hid my face from you, but with kindness everlasting I will take you back in love, said the Eternal your Redeemer. For this to me is like the waters of Noah, as I swore that the waters of Noah never more would flood the earth. So I swear that I will not be angry with you or rebuke you. For the mountains may move and the hills may be shaken, but my loyalty shall never move from you, nor my covenant friendship be taken, said the Eternal who takes you back in love. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol ha'olamim tzadik b'chol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oshe hamdaber umkayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah v'al ha'avodah v'al ha'ne'emin hanvi'im v'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh. Shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha v'limnucha lechavod u'tivaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvarachim otach yitbarach shimche b'fi kol chai tamid leolam ved. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashbat. Hello everyone, thank you for coming to my bar mitzvah. I've been working on this for a while and I hope you all enjoyed it. We are having a party after all. I know a lot of you guys were looking forward to that, but thank you for coming to the Hebrew part. This is really important to me that all of you came. I can't thank you enough. My Torah portion is Ki Teitzeh. It talks about how you should be honest and just. Do not have two different weights in your bag, one large and one small. You should have equal weights and measures. The other part is talking about how you should never forgive or forget what the Amalekites did. They attacked the weak who were lagging behind after what the Israelites escaped Egypt. They had no remorse or fear of God. They let the Israelites pass through their land, but backstabbed and cowardly attacked from the behind. The lesson of my Torah portion is not just about weights and measures, it is about not leaving people behind. The Amalekites could have never backstabbed our people if there were no people to backstab in the first place. If the Israelites made sure that no one was weak or lacking behind, it would have never happened, and that is our responsibility. Disabled people, homeless people, and all the people who are treated unfairly are example of modern-day stragglers. It is not their fault that they are lagging behind. It is everyone else's responsibility to keep them up and be safe. I've spent so much time working on this bar mitzvah and perfecting it. It almost feels like it's been a child that I've been nurturing since I was 7 years old. I went to Hebrew classes 2 days a week for what seems like forever. I went to B'nai Mitzvah class, which added on even more days a week. A lot of practice on my own, meetings with the Rabbi, and much more practice to get here today. But now that I am here, it is safe to say that I have completed one of the greatest journeys of my life. Let's not forget the amazing people who helped me get where I am today, starting with the obvious. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for nurturing me and caring for me throughout my life. I could have never done this without you. Thank you to all of my Hebrew teachers and rabbis throughout the years for teaching me to read and understand Hebrew. And for the less obvious, thank you, Aaron, for being my brother and teaching me how to fight back and get through hard times. And last but not least, thank you everyone here for making me the person I am today.
He's always known how to make me cry. As a parent, it's wonderful, but also very hard to see your children mature and explore their independence. One thing that gives me confidence about Nathan's future as he moves further into the world is the joyful awe and the thread of intellectual curiosity that he has displayed at every step of his life. He's always enjoyed exploring and building and creating things, from computers to skating obstacles, and from bread to fluorescent bacteria. He's always enjoyed taking things apart and trying to figure out how to put them back together. This is evidenced on a work table in our garage, where the remnants of old cameras and CD players and tablets lay strewn amidst soldering irons and glue guns and Mike's power tools. We're happy to tolerate the mess because we know that following through on his curiosities about the world has given him confidence in his ability to navigate the world. Now, I know that having confidence in one's ability to navigate the world is an asset. However, as a parent of 2 teenagers now, I'm acutely aware of the pitfalls of overconfidence, of how people can think that they know more than their experience, education, and understanding supports. Hence, while I know that Nathan is intellectually curious, clever, and capable, there have been several conversations over the past several months where we've talked about the importance of nourishing intellectual humility. That is, the ability to know what you don't know, and the courage to ask thoughtful questions in order to get closer to the truth. There is, within Judaism, a rich tradition of learning to ask questions in order to get closer to the truth. And it has been said that to be Jewish is to ask questions. If you've ever participated in a Passover Seder, you have experienced a taste of how the Jewish liturgy and ritual embraces and encourages the practice of questioning, especially from children. The recounting of the story of Exodus during the Seder dinner is progressed by the Manishna, or the 4 questions, which all start with the phrase, "Why is this night different from all other nights?" The overarching message of this ritual format is that questions, especially questions from children, are what keep memories, stories, and knowledge alive. Of course, not only are knowledge and stories reinforced when thoughtful questions are asked, but new understandings are achieved. This is the nature of scientific inquiry, right? The more you know, the better questions you can ask, and the more knowledge you'll gain. When speaking with Rabbi Rapport and exploring this Jewish tradition of asking questions, one anecdote kept coming up about Isidore Rabbi, a winner of the Nobel Prize in Physics. Rabbi was asked why he became a scientist. He credited his mother, who, when he came home from school, instead of asking the very typical, "What did you learn today?" she asked, "Did you ask a good question today?" It is my hope that as Nathan continues to mature into his roles and responsibilities as a young man, that he will remain full of awe and intellectual curiosity, and also remember his connection to this very rich tradition of asking questions and intellectual humility. Thank you.
I'm not that short. It's good enough. Nathan, your mother and I are extremely proud. And typical Nathan fashion, we had no idea that he's actually been practicing or studying. He just snuck up on us and knocked it out of the park today. Keep doing what you're doing. Take care of the people that need taken care of, the animals that need taken care of, and you'll do great. Thanks, bud.
Nathan, I get to go last, which means I need to be brief, I know, but I'll try to do this well and in a story. You need to step up to the pulpit, though, for this. There's a little message for you there. I hid a couple of slips of paper underneath the little, there's one on each side. This comes with a story. There was a famous Hasidic rabbi. His name was Simcha Bunim. He was famous for his stories, some of which were very long. This is a very short one. Simcha Bunim said that everyone should have two pockets. You have two pockets, yes? So
Yeah.
you already passed. And that in each of those two pockets, you should keep two slips of paper. And these two slips of paper, like the ones that you see in your hands right now, should say two things. One should say, Bishvili nivra haolam, the whole world was created for me. And you need to grasp onto that well and understand that, like this moment that we share today, the world does and ought to revolve entirely around you, because this moment has been waiting for you since the universe began, and embracing that destiny that's been waiting for you, and that all that surrounds you is here for you as an opportunity to shape and to mold. That's what it means to be human. That's what it means to be a bar mitzvah. That's what it means to be a responsible adult in the eyes of the Jewish community in the world. There's another slip of paper there, though. It says, Vanochi afar ve'efer, I am but dust and ashes. It's a reminder that we're all made of the same stuff, the same stardust that somehow congealed here on this planet billions of years ago. That we're all part of something that's much greater and grander than ourselves. Becoming a bar mitzvah is very much like Simcha Bunim's instruction. You need to keep these two slips of paper in your pocket and take them out every once in a while and remind yourself that the world was created for you alone and that we're all just dust and ashes. And keep that balance in your life. As you become a bar mitzvah, you're reminded of the dust and ashes part, that we're all made of the same stuff. Because you here and at Jewish congregations in Louisville and in Kentucky and in the Midwest and in America and all over the world, we're all studying this same portion that you read so well and that you interpreted for us as a lesson for our own time. Jews of every age, of every gender, in every country, all around the world, we're all studying this same moment in time as the people of Israel are receiving their last instructions from Moses before they enter the promised land. You become part of that sea, like the sands of the sea and the stars of the sky that Abraham and Sarah were promised our people would once become. And you're one of many, many, many from generations past and, God willing, for generations yet to come. But at the same time, you are the bar mitzvah, and we are all here because of you. We've gathered here to celebrate this moment in time, which is really all about you, about your coming of age, about your taking the Torah in your hand, about your stepping forward as a leader in our community and in the community at large. Keep these 2 slips of paper in your pocket, figuratively if not physically. Remind yourself that you are literally the reason we're all here, and all of us have gathered to celebrate this moment and every moment in your life with you. But at the same time, that you're part of something that's greater than yourself, and that's perhaps the greatest thing about us. Do this, you'll become a bar mitzvah and more throughout your life. Mazel tov. We're going to do this at a distance. I have a blessing for you. These words were passed down from generations, from the time of your Torah portion and until today. And I share them with you today on behalf of your parents and your friends and your family, that you might carry this blessing forward for yourself and for all of us. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord bless you and keep you from harm. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yikuneka. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted unto you and grant you always the blessing of peace. Amen. We rise now for our concluding service on page 283. Please join me as we read together in the middle of page 283. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else. We turn now to page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the Son of God over all humanity. Cause the light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד. It has been said Adonai will be sovereign over all the earth. On that day Adonai will be one, and God's name will be one, and God's name will be one.
Page 291. There are stars up above. So far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with the people that we've loved. Their memories keep shining ever brighter, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways that we remember. This week in our congregation, we remember particularly the names of John A. Danello, Shirley Tanchester Reese, Hattie Aberson, Janet Anderson, Ada Florence Bleeden, Esther Eppinger, Max Goldstein, Ida Grabfelder, Lottie Greenwald, Marcia Hertzman, Ida Kelber, David Kleinman, Jacob Levy, Suzanne Lowe, Harry Lorber, Fanny Netter, Sandra Renko, Oscar Sales, Irving Schneider, Sanford Spiegel, David Van Dam, Suzanne Weinstein, David Weiss, and two who died in recent days, Selma Kaplan and Shirley Gear. Zichronam livracha. May all their memories live on in us for blessing as we rise on page 294 for the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, b'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, b'agala u'vizman kari v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam ulmei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekurishah b'richu, le'lo min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran bi'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlom Rabba min shemaya v'chaim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us say Amen. Nathan picked Oseh Shalom for our closing song. The words are right there on page 294, the last three lines of Kaddish. Please join in.
Shalom.
We ask God's blessing on all of you this Shabbat. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, bless our children and those who become adults and leaders among us. Bless us in our hearts. Give us courage in our lives and heal us of our ills. May God's healing power reach out to us and to all the world. And may we, through our efforts, build a world of justice, freedom, and peace. Adonai oz la'amo yitein. Adonai yivarech et amo v'et kol ha'olam v'shalom. May God bless us with strength. May God bless our people and all peoples with the blessing of peace. Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Mazel tov to Nathan.